I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we gather today here at CommBank Stadium. I pay my respect to the elders, past, present and emerging. Are you also all getting excited as we are? It's getting close. It's getting real. Obviously, thank you very much for joining us here today. Squad announcement. I think from today on, the momentum will just grow and grow, right? So we are very excited about the Asia Cup here on home soil, and obviously very excited about the great preparation that the Matildas had so far with the team. Very proud what the organizing committee has done so far, and obviously very proud to host this competition on Australian soil. It's a competition that showcases multiculturalism, and football is at the heart of that multiculturalism. And what a better place to show that here in the heart of where the communities come together in Western Sydney. So I had a look at the stats. It's 1.4 million with people with Chinese heritage living in Australia, 1.1 with Indian heritage, over 400,000 with Philippine heritage. So this tournament, no doubt, will excite the entire country. But what better team to excite and ignite Australia than the CommBank Matildas? We all have the memories of 2023. Probably everyone knows where you were at the penalty shootout. I definitely know. My daughter was hiding under the blanket. She couldn't watch, and I'm sure we will have got great moments at this tournament. So thanks again for all of you for joining us today. Thank you, Joe, Emily, Joe, for being here, and let's go to the main act. I'm sure you've got lots of questions to Joe. Over to you.
The main act, huh? Thanks, Martin. I really appreciate the introduction, and prepared was the word that really resonated. And we're happy to announce a squad that we believe is confident, is prepared for this amazing tournament. But thank you all for coming, and we look forward to some magic moments through this squad that we've selected going forward. Questions, I believe. I'm running the show here. Oh, good. Okay. I like it.
Joe, can you just give us an update on Mary, where she's at since returning a couple of weeks ago? Haven't seen her since in the WSL, and how much of a role you expect her to be able to play in this tournament?
Yeah, it was important that we managed with obviously Manchester City her return, and you know it was actually a really structured and an important return. You know, we actually probably had her fit at about 9 months returning, but you know, she was great and said she'd like a little bit more time coming back. But she's been training with the squad now for a couple of months, and you know, playing some minutes, and you know, she's ready to go, and you know, she's in good shape.
Is there any reason why she hasn't played the past couple of weeks? Do you know, or is she okay? I
think it was an organised sort of load management, just sort of giving her the minutes that they believe is right for now, and all the reports I'm getting out of City is that we're preparing her for the Asian Cup, so they've been great.
Just on that, any minutes restrictions when she's available for the Matildas, or will she be fully ready to go?
She's been training fully, and you know, all we're going to do is assess each game and see which is the best lineup to tackle each game. And you know, Mary could feature from the start. Mary could come in the last 20 minutes. We'll just assess each game as it goes.
Joe, there's been some interesting and almost unusual selections in this squad, particularly players who haven't been part of camps since you've been in charge. Can you take us into the principles of the decision-making, particularly around those players who were on the edge of selection?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a tough decision. It's always an interesting sort of process leading up into it. But we had a cut-off time to get the squad announced, or the squad into AFC and FIFA. So the biggest thing for me was to make sure that the nature of the tournament, it being such a short tournament and quick turnaround, is that we had players who were consistently playing and ready to play. We weren't in a position to bring players in that were sort of coming back from injury or coming back from situations where we had to modify them through the camp. We just didn't have that opportunity. But the beauty of it and the biggest thing for me was to find good balance in the squad, good balance that each scenario is adhered to, meaning that if we get a situation where we lose a player early or we go a goal down, we've got the opportunity to make those impacts. So we needed players ready, we needed players prepared, and we needed players who could make the impact in those situations.
Hey Joe, you just mentioned balance. I'm just interested in, just from your point of view, like the makeup of the squad. What is it about this squad that will take you all the way through the tournament? And you talked about some of those scenarios there. Does that mean that you're looking at like sort of a more heavy rotation than what maybe we've seen in the past?
A tournament of this nature, and we've seen many tournaments, whether it's the Men's World Cup, Women's World Cup, it brings up a lot of surprises. So we need to, it's not a situation of a league where you can sort of plan and rotate accordingly. It's very, very important that we're prepared for quick turnarounds. I mean, we've got a bit of travel, also we go from Perth to Gold Coast, so that all of a sudden has its difficulties and challenges. But the biggest thing for me was to make sure that we covered all scenarios. So if we needed to change system, if we needed to change structure, we could do that quickly. And look, we've done a lot of work even in the background with staff in terms of being prepared, in terms of for a lot of scenarios. So the squad, we believe is strategic, is prepared for all those scenarios that tournament football can bring.
Joe, two players from our local league here, the A-League Women's, Holly Mack and Michelle Heyman. What qualities did they bring to this squad, and why were they selected?
Oh, look, Michelle scores goals. So, you're going to have minimal opportunities in these games, and she's one that, has the impact and has the opportunity to finish the action, which is really, really important. And look, I think we've all seen Holly Mack sort of, and how important she's been in the A-League, but also the impact she's made coming in with the national team. So, she's one that can play in probably all three areas in the top third. So to have that ability to put her on as a central striker or a wide player or one coming from deeper is really, really important. And that just sort of goes into the idea of the balance of the squad and looking at all scenarios to make sure that we're sorted.
Were there any other players from our local league that were unlucky to miss out, perhaps? You're
amazing, because I forgot to mention that, and you've done well to ask that question. The biggest I suppose project or scenario that we've done, and the assistant coaches can confirm this, that we've done a lot of work in the A-League over the last 6 months, scouting, looking, finding scenarios, and there were probably, I'd say, 4 players that were very, very close to making this squad that were probably not identified in the build-up, but have done well in the A-League, and we believe that the future is in a good space with this, because there's a lot of talent. We just now need to expose it to that international competition.
Sorry to hog the mic. If anyone needs to, what is your message to kind of the, let's say, more casual fans who fell in love with the Matildas in 2023, who maybe aren't following the game day by day, but probably will dip back into the Matildas? What's your message to sort of them about this squad and how this team might be potentially different?
Well, we love our events here, so I assume a lot of the supporter base will come out, because it is a tournament that on the world scale. But my remit and the way I approach the game is always to play a brand of football that excites, to play a brand of football that's going to be proactive. And one of the things that's important to me, and I think important to the brand, is that we play a brand that's is going to put in a good showcase. So come out and watch a Matildas game and you'll be entertained.
Hi Joe, how excited are you for the captain Sam Kerr? How excited is she? She was injured during the World Cup here, but still scored a magical goal. Is she back to her absolute best, and do you expect her to be doing flips around the country, scoring goals?
I'll leave that to Sam, and I hope she does a lot of backflips. That means she'll be scoring a lot of goals, so which is good. But she's, there's something that just in Sam's voice and just speaking to her on Zoom calls and so on, that just excites me about the fact that she's really, really excited to come here. She's really, really excited to put that jersey on, and really excited to I think give the public a real what's the word, a real showcase of how we're going to play. She's there's a buzz in the air when you speak to her, and it's really exciting. So she's really happy to be coming back and performing on this amazing stage.